Nigerian parents, you guys, I help me. I really do wish that a parent would um watch this video and humor me by just reply in the comment section why you guys are too proud to apologize. It's 2022, guys. Please, if you offend your child, don't go and give them meat. Don't go and buy them juice. Like, just come outright and say, yo, little one or whatever, I know I messed up. I'm sorry. It would not kill you.
It's my life. Lazy, 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 lazy. It's my life. I got dirty, 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 dirty. It's my life.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If this is your first time seeing this pretty face, please do not make it your last time by clicking on the subscribe button and turning on the bell notification icon so you get notified whenever I post out a video. And to my OGs who have stuck with me on this channel from the very first day I uploaded my first video, thank you so much. I do not take your love for granted. I see you, I appreciate you. To those of you who do not know me, my name is Nancy and I am a Nigerian YouTuber living and filming in Abuja, Nigeria. Okay, so today's video is something that has been pressing my heart. I mean, I was having a conversation with a neighbor and a friend, and we're talking about raising kids and all of those. So yes, that's how we had a lot of we had diverse what's it called, thoughts and ideas, as we would. I mean, we're two separate entities, so yes, that's expected, right? So we bounced ideas off each other, and I just decided that why not, if not, I mean, I have a platform now, so why not just say things I have been meaning to say to a larger audience. Okay, so if you know a parent or you're a parent, trust me, this video is for you and you would want to stay till the very end. Okay, as like I said earlier on, it's an episode that I did not really plan for. Okay, so I just googled up questions of the internet, or not even questions, I looked up things of the internet, and yes, that's what I'm just going to be talking on, because I do agree with some of the points raised. So yes, without further ramblings, let us jump into the video for today. So just like the title suggests, it is things Nigerian parents should stop doing in 2022. Yes, you heard me. It's 2022, guys. Come on. What worked in the 90s isn't going to work now. Okay, so I'm going to also be adding some that's happened to me, and yes, I want to talk about it. Okay? Yeah. So the first one I have here. Again, I'm looking down because it's on my laptop. I think I need to stop doing this. Oh, manage. Okay. Oh. Yay, where are they? Okay. The first one is, let them be who God ordained them to be. That's the kids, right? And I honestly agree with this. Like, parents just feel like, oh, I'm your parent. I was here before you. I was born before you. Therefore, I know better than you are. See, maturity isn't knowledge. I know to some extent, yes, it is, but let these kids be kids. I think my second point here, I don't know how many I'm going to list out, but yes, my second point here would be, don't choose a career path for your child. I think it sort of ties into the first one. Like, a lot of parents did that in our time. I know how I fought my parents a lot that I didn't want to be a lawyer. Okay, so I'm a very outspoken kid. I have been from the time of my birth, right? So naturally, everybody just assumed that, oh, she's going to be a lawyer. I wanted to actually be a pilot, right? And then my mother kept on saying, God forbid, right? And that was how that dream died. Okay. And then I grew up to actually know what it entailed and all. So yes, I lost, flair for it. But then when I was in high school, I was really passionate about the entertainment industry. Like I really wanted to be an actress. I wanted to study theater arts. I got a couple of roles, but then my mom always made me turn them down because of course I was underage and I needed a guardian to sign, right? And when it got time to studying a course in university, I said, okay, I wanted to do theater arts. My mother just said, no, nobody's going to sponsor your education. You can imagine, right? I mean, who knows what I would have been right now? I'm not regretting where I am, trust me, but then, I mean, I might have been somebody bigger. I also remember when I wrote my post UME and I was stuck on being an accountant. I really wanted to be an accountant for a number of reasons that I'm not sure what to start listing out right now. But then my dad kept on saying, oh no, economics was better. Da, 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 da. And then you remember that these people are the ones that are going to pay your fees at the end of the day. So I ended up studying economics, and for the longest time, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I graduated, right? And it took me doing a lot of research, like having to look up people who studied economics, where they are working, what they are doing. It was just a lot I was dealing with. Did I enjoy the course? I don't really know. But then I have now moved into management. Do you understand me? So just let your kids be them. Give them the best advice you can as their parents. Guide them, right? But do not enforce. Don't okay. Let me not move into the third one. But do not enforce your opinion on your kid. The third one I'm going to so much for looking up questions. Now they're just flowing through my head, right? The third one I'm going to say is do not try to live through your children, right? I know a lot of parents, Nigerian parents, you guys are on this table. You try to live through your kids. It's like there are a number of things you should have done or you would have done and you ended up not doing. And you just feel like the best way to do it is to live it through your kids. Not even minding if these children are interested in this thing. Do you understand me? I know most times I even catch myself doing it. I don't have any children for now. I know I'm going to have someday in the future, but I have a lot of kids come around me because yes, I really do love children. And I remember, I know most times when I advise them, it's like, oh, do this so that you be this, and then I catch myself. I catch myself when, like, in my inner mind, right? I know that I'm telling this child to do this because it's something I would have done if I was that age. But then, whenever I catch myself doing that, I just hit myself knowing that, look, when you were at this age, you didn't know this, right? Yes, you should guide, but don't live through this child, okay? There's a little girl that stays with us, and I like to let her make her own decisions. My mom and sister don't agree. They feel like, oh, she's still a child. She should be guided. I understand the room for guidance, but please let them make their own decisions, like right, so that they live with the consequences of their actions. Do you understand? I hope you do. The next one is Nigerian parents. You guys, I help me. I really do wish that a parent would watch this video and humor me by just reply in the comment section why you guys are too proud to apologize. It's 2022, guys. Please, if you offend your child, don't go and give them meat. Don't go and buy them juice. Like, just come outright and say, yo, little one or whatever, I know I messed up. I'm sorry. It would not kill you. It's just a freaking 3-letter word. I'm an adult right now and I still struggle. Like, I still fight my mother over it because you offended me. You did something that really did hurt me. How difficult can it be to say sorry? I remember one time my mom did something to me when I was 13, right? And I carried that thing in my head for the longest. And it did cause a friction in our relationship. It took me growing up and maturing so much that I just decided to let that go. But then when I think about it, it still hurts, right? And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me be brave enough and bring it up to my mom saying, Ma, you hurt me. I just need you to say sorry. And I brought it up and she was like, nah, I cannot do this. Okay, I forgive you, love and light. I just forgave her because there's something I used to say. I've learned to accept the apology that was never given to free the prisoner called me, right? So, you understand? Let's not preach too much about kids. The next one is being too busy to listen to their children. I get that work is happening. I get that life is evolving, right? The pressure to make money is getting worse and worse. I get all of this, but please have time for your kids. Okay, I can tell you for free that there were times I wish my parents were there for me, right? Um, um, a few days ago, the little girl that stays with us just came and said, "Auntie, I want to talk to you." And I'm like, "Yo, come on, what's up?" You know, it's not like I had the time in the world to listen, but I knew that this thing was obviously pressing to her, right? And I listened. Maybe when I become a parent, and it's not even going to change because we start practicing it now. So this video is basically for those of us who are, as much as it is for parents already who had kids, growing children, it's also for those of us who intend to be parents in the future. Chicken. Let's not overflog the issues, but please listen and pay attention to your child. Then another one that irritates me is not raising not raising a boy child and a girl child equally. Like, it used to bite me a lot. Like, it happened in my house. I have one brother who happens to be my younger brother and also doubles as the last born. So you can imagine. So he's the last born, he's the only son. Just picture it, right? He wasn't allowed to do shit. Do you understand? Like, we're meant to do stuff. It's like you're babying him. It's like, and then these men grew up. Thank God that was corrected in our case. We were very lucky that, my mom or our mother was able to correct that. Thank God for that. But there's so many people who do not have the opportunity to correct that. And then you just grow up and you have these kids roaming the streets. They don't even know what they're doing. Like, just because I'm a man, you hear someone say, "I'm a man, so therefore the world," like, it doesn't make any sense. Please, as much as you say your girl child to learn to cook, let your boy child also learn to cook, because you know what, cooking is a survival skill. Okay, so that one year in the future not go and cook cognomy for him, or don't say I not do anything for your life. All right. I remember something. I just graduated from a leadership school a few months ago, and I remember one of the lecturers I had. I can't remember her name right now, and that's quite unfortunate. She took us on gender equality and the society. I mean, the society and gender equality, or something very funny, right? And she was saying how she hated this children's song, daddy in the mommy in the kitchen cooking rice, daddy in the parlor watching film. That song is something we all grew up with, and I could resonate with her a lot because I really don't like it as well. I always had an issue with it even when I was growing up. Like, as a child in primary school, I had an issue with that particular song because in my brain it did not just sit well. I didn't even know there was ever going to be a time where we'll talk about gender equality or whatever. I'm like, my own was, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. That's it. That's just what was in my head. But yeah. Another thing is shouting. Parents, it's 2022. You guys, stop shouting on your kids. Like, most times when you shout, it's not even about the kids this time around. When you shout, like, you're just talking, you're not buttressing a point, you're just going off, right? And the attention span, like the attention of that person, that child, is lost. They don't hear what you're saying. They could just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, mom, I'm sorry, dad," just because you are shouting, and they need it to stop. I know I did that a lot. See, I'm using my family as a perfect example. My mother can shout. My mother shouts. Go on, go, like, can't you talk like a human being? It's better now because we're all grown, right? But back then, you just know that any fuck up, slippers is touching you, shout is touching you. Do you understand? Let's just stop doing that. Let's try and express our points as clearly and as best as possible. It's not always easy. See, I catch myself shouting at kids most time because kids do the dumbest things. Like, and it's okay because they're kids. We all did dumb shit when we were their age. So why now that we are grown, we're trying to act like we were never kids? You understand? Like, extend grace. That's what I'm trying to say. Just extend grace, right? And yeah, just extend grace. That's all. Don't shout too much, please. The next one I'm going to say is hitting your child. Some people call it physical abuse. I don't. Oh, I'd not say it's physical abuse because God know that I'm gonna beat my own children. I'm sorry, you. Sorry to all of you that are watching this and you are not a Nigerian or you're a Suski Nigerian. I'm gonna beat my own child, right? But I'm not saying maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I can't see the future. Okay, but I know I always used to joke around it saying, "Oh, I'll beat my child." Da 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 da. But trust me, beating a child doesn't always work, right? Especially for me, I'll say when you make beating a child a habit or a pattern, they get used to it. I know we've heard this time and again, but it still feels like it's just talks, right? Which it isn't. When you constantly beat a child, it just raises something in their brain. It's like, for everything I do, I'm going to be beaten. See, I was a very stubborn, sorry, baby. I was a very stubborn child growing up. Like, annoying. I don't even know why I did most of the things I did, right? At some point, I did them for attention. We'll get into all of that in another video, you know. Maybe when we talk about childhood traumas and all of those, we touch it. But yes, apart from doing what I did for attention, I intentionally did things like I know I was going to be beaten because my mom won't spare you. She's gonna beat you hard. But I still did it regardless because it's almost like I was anticipating the beating. Do you understand? And for times when I did stuff, I remember one time I really pushed my mom. I really, really pushed her. I was expecting her to flog me, and she just looked at me and she said, "Why'd you do the things you do?" And I was like, "Sorry." And that's how I started becoming like a better kid and all of those, right? So yeah, beating is it's never the solution. It's 2022. Try as much as possible to interact with your kid because most times it's just miscommunication and misconception that forces you to actually beat a child. Apart from when they are being naughty, even when they are being naughty, beating them is not even the issue. Like, just make them understand that actions have consequences. You can do something else to them. You can take away something they find really attractive or make them work extra hours. Not like work, but do homework, study. I don't know. Just find a way. It's easier said than done, but I'm pleading with you guys, please. Please, my lovely parents, mommy and daddies, don't beat your child so much.